Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would just like to give everybody a quick update on the Geissele Super Duty rifle that we acquired last year. So, yeah, this is the 16-inch rifle. This is the Luna Black variant, and as you can see, it's no longer just exclusively Luna Black. I have replaced some of the furniture with the mixture of some FDE stuff, a little coyote brown. I kind of like the mismatched colors that I got going on here. But anyway, this rifle has got probably somewhere around 600 to 700 rounds through it now. We have shot it out to 100 yards just due to limitations so far. And I can report back and say that without a doubt, this rifle is quite accurate. I would probably go so far as to say that, of course, with match ammo or, hand loads tailored to this particular rifle, easily an MOA gun. Easy. It can probably be sub MOA as well, but I can be pretty confident in saying this is easily an MOA gun, and it is quite accurate, especially considering it has a hammer forged chrome line barrel. With that out the way, here's what we've done. So, not really much. We just put a QD socket up here toward the front because I like to run my 2-point slings out there. It's just a little easier for me. These are some Bcm rail panels that we have, MCMR rail panels, the Bcm angled foregrip, and just some rail covers up here to help with comfort. I'm just going to go ahead and flip it over here to talk about the light. This is a mod light. This is the PLH V2, I believe it is, not the OKW. I went with this light because I wanted a little more of a spread, because I probably wasn't really going to be shooting it exceptionally far, but I just wanted to light up the area within about 100, 200 yards and be pretty happy with that. We have the Surefire pressure switch right there, the SR07, I believe it is. And we have still the same optic, the Bushnell SMRS Pro V2, whatever they call it. I forget the exact name of it, but it's a pretty nice scope. Japanese made, really clear glass, relatively lightweight at only 17 ounces, along with the Midwest Industries 30 millimeter quick detach scope mount. This is the B5 SOP mod stock LaRue APEG LaRue APEG pistol grip that I've done some extra stippling on. Did that myself. I'm not a stipple master. That was actually one of my first attempts, so it didn't turn out too bad. Don't make fun of me too much, please. Anyway, flip it over here. Just decided to give it a little Strike Industries. What is this? A dust port cover door. This is a polymer cover. It's okay. And outside of that, this is a Lancer L5 AWM. This is the FDE magazine. Rifle is empty, as you can see. So anyway, let's talk about it a little more in depth, because there's actually a really cool aspect about this thing that I didn't know personally, that I didn't find out until I started tweaking things and taking things apart, which I tend to do with my stuff. I'm just a tinkerer at heart, and I can just never not take something apart. So one cool thing that I really grew to like about this Geissele rifle is that this handguard is it's something else. It's extremely nice, and as you can see, I'm taking off these screws which hold it into place, and I'll show you why I'm doing that in just a second here, but I think I've got them. All right, so check this out. These screws are captive. Check that out. They do not come out. They are captive in the handguard. And then as soon as you loosen those, you can just slide the handguard forward and take it off. That is quite nice. I like that quite a bit. Thank you, Bill Geissele. You are a smart man. So here's the barrel nut. If you've never seen a Geissele handguard barrel nut, they don't require timing, which is really nice. So basically you do need a special tool if you want to remove the barrel nut or install it, which I do happen to have, but basically it doesn't require timing or anything. So those two screws that you saw, as you can see, they go through this slot right here and then in front of the, or excuse me, one of them goes in front of the, I'm not even saying that right. One of them basically lines up and goes through this channel right here and essentially locks the hand guard to the barrel nut. And the other one just provides tension to hold it on. Very secure, solid setup. I like it quite a bit. And one thing that Geissele is known for is their exceptional quality control. So if we look closely here, I'm going to see if I can get it to show up on my janky ass camera here. Yeah, right there, there's a little green mark. That actually corresponds with a line on the barrel nut. That's pretty neat, huh? That just shows that basically when Geissele installed this rifle, or built it, I should say, you know, they got everything timed up and then they marked it as a quality check or quality control point, which is just reassuring to know that they do stuff like that. They also do something similar over here with the gas block. So they mark it, you know, they mark the pins, and there's actually, I don't know if this will show up. Yeah, right there up underneath the gas tube. It looks like there's some sort of indexing pin on the gas block, which indexes it to the barrel. I believe that's what it is. If you can see it right there where my thumb is, that's pretty cool. And of course the Geissele gas block, it does have the two set screws in the bottom, which as you can see, those are marked for quality checking. And it is also pinned. So that is really nice. This is basically as bomb-proof of an installation as it gets. If you've never seen the profile of the barrel, here we go. It's not a heavy profile, obviously. It's not a lightweight profile. I don't really know what to call this. It's kind of like, there's not really much of a taper. It's just kind of straight right here. I guess there is a very slight taper. It's kind of hard to tell, at least to my eyes, because my eyes really suck. And then it kind of, it seems like it might taper down just ever so slightly in front of the gas block. So it's a relatively lightweight profile. It's not heavy by any means, but it is definitely not a government profile, as you can tell. So that is interesting to see. Other than that, the rifle has functioned flawlessly over the 600-700 rounds or whatever I've put through it, and just reinstalling the handguard is a piece of cake. I'm just going to try to do it on camera here. So of course there's like a little Lego piece right there. You can kind of see it fits right into a corresponding slot or shape in the upper receiver, and then with these captive pins you can just push them down like so, there we go. Yeah, you push them down like so and just tighten them into place and you're done. So once you're done, magic of editing, right? Once you're done, the handguard is locked in solidly. It is a bomb-proof design, I would say. Like it quite a bit. So let's move on and talk about the other really interesting aspect of these Super Duty rifles, the bolt carrier group. So I've cleaned it up. It's not going to show any dirt or anything right now. I try to keep my shit clean, but this bolt carrier group is not phosphated, so it runs pretty clean. It's it's kind of like a nitriding DLC like type coating. They call it their nano covering or nano coating or whatever. Pretty sure it's like a DLC coating. But anyway, as you can see, RE, if the light can catch it right, there we go. REBCG. Yeah, these things, I mean, this is one of the highlights of the rifle just because it's made out of an alloy that's allegedly much stronger than Carpenter 158, specifically with the bolt. So the bolt itself is much stronger than a mil-spec or run-of-the-mill AR bolt, allegedly. So it is supposedly forged, which, I mean, I didn't know that non-mil-spec bolts weren't forged, but this one supposedly is. Carpenter 158 plus, they call it, with the DLC coating, surgical grade steel for the cam pin and for the extractor, according to their site. And this thing is supposedly much more durable and wear resistant than a standard bolt carrier group, which I'm inclined to believe them. So yay for that. The trigger, of course, is excellent. Absolutely excellent. It's their Geissele lightning bow. Basically, it's like a SDE trigger. And 2-stage. Boom, there you go. And it's just really, really nice. Yeah. That thing is worth the price of admission right there. So, this build has become kind of my go-to AR build. I have actually retired a couple of rifles because of this thing, because I like it so much. It's like my do-it-all gun, I guess you could say. It has proven to be accurate. My round count isn't, extremely high, but it's been reliable in the amount of time that I've used it. Not a rich dude by any stretch of the imagination, and of course ammo is still kind of a bitch right now as far as price. So we just, run rounds through it as we can afford to. And during that time, I have had 0 complaints with this gun. Actually, I have a couple complaints. Let me take that back. So as of right now, I believe the street price or the MSRP on these is like $18.99. Some places they're actually marked up. So these are nearing $2,000 status, and they're probably over $2,000 for the colored variants, like the desert dirt and the 40 millimeter green and all those special color variants that Geissele makes. Those are typically like $200 to $250 more than just the basic black one that we have here. And with that said, that's kind of the one sticking point that I have with these guns. They are a bit expensive. Now, some people would say these are tier 1 operator grade rifles, and I wouldn't disagree with that by any stretch of the imagination, because it is a quality build, no doubt. Compared to options on the market at that price range, though, it tends to get pretty crowded, because once you get to that point, you got LMTs, LWRCs, POFs. There's some other really nice brands out there, even non-AR variants in that price range that could probably give this thing a run for its money. The MCX Virtus comes to mind. The CZ Bren 2 comes to mind. But if you're looking for a bomb-proof AR build that can do pretty much anything and everything that you ask of it, still kind of sticks more with the I don't want to say basic, but more of a mil-spec style build, as opposed to something that gets a little too proprietary, kind of like the the LWRCs or the Virtuses, which I know aren't ARs, but they're similar. Other top tier brands such as LMT, even though they are technically mil-spec, because several militaries use them, they kind of deviate from the basic AR designs because they use monolithic uppers. The barrel interface, handguard interface is completely different. There are some pretty big differences between something like that and say something like this. I guess one of the big sticking points that somebody could argue is a good thing about one of these is that they tend to use more standard AR parts. So if you need replacement parts, for example, these things use standard pretty much everything. The one thing that you could not replace, well, I guess you could, but you have that little issue with the little Lego cutout up here on the top of the receiver is the handguard. So yeah, you could replace the handguard with something different on one of these. That's something that you can't do on a lot of those other proprietary higher end ARs, but you could. You could absolutely replace the handguard. Not sure why you want to, but you can. Other than that, extractors, small parts, replacement parts, they're all standard with this thing. So I guess that is a good thing. That's something that a lot of people would take comfort in knowing, that they don't have to source proprietary replacement parts directly from the manufacturer. That is a good argument to have, I guess. But yeah, with that said, great rifle. A bit expensive, especially now in 2021 when this video is being shot. It's a couple $100 more, or selling for a couple $100 more than it was when I first got it. That's probably the biggest complaint that I have. Other than that, great rifle. You can tell that it is a quality build. A lot of thought went into it. A lot of effort went into it. Good quality control, good quality checking when this thing, before it even made it to me, that's, as was evidenced. So you could rest assured and be reasonably confident that if you were to get one of these, that it would be a quality gun, and it would serve you for a lifetime quite easily. And like I said, my overall impressions of this gun are I like it quite a bit. This has replaced several other guns. It actually replaced an LWRC that I was using that I no longer have. One of the LWRC DIs, this gun actually replaced that for me. And it's also replaced another couple ARs that I built kind of to do the same thing that this gun did. Yeah, it took their place because it was just that good for me. And I was that confident in it. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say at the moment. If you have any other questions or just want to drop any comments, just drop them below the video, and have a great rest of your day.